Buongiorno and welcome to another exciting edition of Meet Your Neighbor. My name is Ron Falconi. I had this idea back in the fall of 2006 where I wanted to interview local politicians, local business people, local people here within the community so all of you could have the chance to meet your neighbor. We have a very, very special guest today. He is our city manager here in the great city of Brunswick, and his name is Tony Bales. Tony, welcome to the studios.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Brunswick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Tony, can you tell us something about yourself that maybe not too many people know about you?
I would say that I am a closet Lego lover.
Lego person.
Still love to get Legos occasionally and put together a set.
I loved Legos growing up. Do you have any particular sets that you were interested in?
Still Star Wars.
Still
Growing
Star
up in the
Wars.
70s and the Star Wars fad, that's still a big
That's
thing.
true. That's true. Tony, can you tell us how did you get described? How did you get interested in municipal government and local politics?
While I was in school, actually started out as a systems analysis major in computers and decided that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So I started interviewing professors and trying to determine what was a good fit for me, and came across urban planning. And developed an interest, started classes in urban planning, and as part of that took a lot of public administration courses. So I ended up combining the two into a double major, and always thought that I would go down the path of urban planning.
Okay.
Fortunately, I had a city manager that I worked for early on in my career who saw something in me, I guess, and pulled me out and said, you're going to be a city manager one day, and really started to train me. So that was kind of the start of that, my involvement.
That's good. Can you tell us something about your educational background?
Sure. I graduated from Miami University.
Okay.
Absolutely love my time there. Very proud of it. Don't get back as often as I like, but great university.
But what did you major in there?
Urban planning.
Urban planning.
And public administration.
Okay.
Both. So.
Well, that's great. Can you tell us where did you come from and how did you end up here in Brunswick?
Sure. Grew up in St. Mary's, Ohio, which is in west central Ohio. Smaller town of about 7, maybe 8,000 people at most.
Okay.
Got to Brunswick through a kind of circuitous path. I started out working in the Columbus area, went back home to work near where I grew up for a while, went back to Columbus, and then came with Northeast Ohio in 2005.
Okay.
So we've made Northeast Ohio home, and then now we're going to make Brunswick our final home.
Wonderful. Tony, can you tell people who are watching out there right now, tell us exactly what does a city manager do?
City manager is the chief administrative officer of a city, running the organization day to day, and has charge for all the various departments. And it's a very rewarding career because you're doing something different minute by minute, day by day. Anywhere from helping to manage a rec center to police to fire, just a wide range of things that keep it very interesting.
Yes. What are, say, one of the top 3 things that you want to do here in the city of Brunswick?
Well, first and foremost, I kind of alluded to, we want to establish our family here.
Okay.
We're looking forward to that. Looking forward to Brunswick being our final destination. We'd love to establish ourselves here and then retire here. I've got a few years before that, so. Another thing I've already started is just meeting a lot of people.
Okay.
It's important to get to know the community leaders, business owners, and just residents in general. And so for the past month, I've been meeting a lot of people, and that's fun.
Okay.
And lastly is just working hard with council and yourself to make Brunswick better. That's part of the rewarding part of doing the jobs that we do is you can make a difference, and I'm looking forward to that.
That's true. Tony, can you describe your management style here in Brunswick?
I am very much have an open door policy.
Okay.
Both for residents and my staff. I'm very hands-off with my staff. We have some very professional employees. There's no need for me to be micromanaging what they do. but I will tend to be probably more behind the scenes than I am out front sometimes. But I'll work very hard, and I hopefully can help make council and yourself look good in the community.
What's your favorite part of the job here so far?
Meeting the people so far. I mean, that's not
have-
really, I don't
we
even
have-
consider that a job, but
We have such wonderful people here.
you do. And it's been very welcoming, and I felt very comfortable here. So that, right now, that's the best part.
Tony, what do you see as some of the biggest issues facing the city right now?
Well, obviously, one was addressed to some extent before I arrived, and that's the roads.
Okay.
You know, coming in and doing my due diligence as I looked at Brunswick,
Right.
that was pretty obvious. I think there's some relationships that I can work on between the city and some organizations and some businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to working on that. And one thing I've noticed is that I think Brunswick needs to develop a brand or an image for itself.
Okay.
I've been overwhelmed with how nice Brunswick is. And coming from not too far away, I have to admit, I wasn't aware. And I think more people need to be aware of Brunswick.
Oh, yes. And speaking of that, I think that economic development would probably play a role in that as well.
Absolutely.
What role do you think that would play in the city right now, economic development?
Well, quality economic development will help to improve
Sure.
our image, obviously, and then obviously we'll bring tax dollars in that we can use to help improve the city in other ways, whether that's the roads or storm sewers. So it all fits together, and it's all important.
Okay, wonderful. Tony, can you tell me about your family?
Sure. I am married to my wonderful wife, Shanna. We will be married 14 years in September.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we have two sons.
Okay.
My oldest, Andrew, will be going into the 7th grade, and my youngest, Benjamin, will be going into the 6th grade. So
that's
they're
great.
very close together.
That's good.
Keep us busy.
I can
They're
imagine.
very active boys into athletics. So I think we're going to meet a lot of people just being out at the ball fields and spending our weekends outside.
Oh, yes. Tony, can you tell me some of the things that you and your family like to do for fun?
Oh, there's a lot of things. As I said, with the boys being so active, outdoors is a big part. I love to golf. I'm getting my boys into golf, so
That's
that
good.
helps me get to play more. I haven't been playing as much as I used to because, family is more important than spending 5 hours on a golf course. So, but it's nice to get them involved and start to play with them.
That's good.
We'd
Have you
love to
played
go-
here in the area yet?
I haven't yet. I've been too busy.
Yes.
But I look forward to learning some of the courses here. And
Wonderful.
we love to go to zoos. Love to go to the Cuyahoga Valley National Park.
Yes.
There's just so much to do here. It's a great place to grow up.
Oh, absolutely. And Tony, for every guest on the show, I like to play a game of fill in the blank, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Tony, when I was a child, I blank.
I grew up running through the woods of St. Mary's. I
The
lived
woods of
out
St.
into the
Mary's.
country, and a lot of my days I would just go out into the woods by myself and explore.
So you like exploring when you were a
I
child?
I did.
What about the one place I want to travel to but haven't is blank?
That would be New Zealand.
New Zealand. Why New
just
Zealand?
The beauty of what I've seen. I mean, the pictures. I'm also fascinated because New Zealand has quite a few city managers.
Oh, it does. I didn't know that.
And I'm part of a group called the International City/County Management Association.
Uh-huh.
And every year we get together for an annual conference. And there are always city managers from New Zealand. And it's fun
Oh.
to talk to them. And it'd be interesting for me not only to see the physical beauty of New Zealand, but to kind of see how the city management works in New Bremen.
Just to
versus- or
interact
in,
with the
New
local
Zealand
government
for-
people there
right.
and see how things work.
If it's any
down there.
different or
Yeah,
similar, or, right.
that would be very fascinating.
It would. I think it'll be a while before I get there, but I'd love to go.
Tony, the person that I admire most is blank.
The person I admire most is my mother.
Your mom. Why your mom?
She's just always been there for me. My parents got divorced when I was a little bit older, and she's kind of been my rock. So I admire her. She works hard every day, still to this day. And it's been great to have the grandchildren now that she can enjoy, and so I get to see her, you know, being a grandmother as opposed to my mother. So I admire her very much.
Does she live here in the area?
She lives back in St. Mary's.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we don't get to see her as much as I'd like to,
Uh-huh.
but we get there as much as we can.
That's great. That's great. Tony, when I retire, I blank.
When I retire, I'll get to play golf. Looking forward to having a little time to, you know, spend on myself, I guess. Being a city manager is very time-consuming,
Yes.
and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but it takes a lot of time between that and my family. Like I said earlier, don't necessarily have as much time to do what I'd like to do, and so I look forward to retiring on a golf course somewhere and having more golf.
Wonderful. Tony, do you have any advice for people who are watching right now in the television audience?
Given the topic of your show, I always encourage neighbors to talk to one another.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in my profession, you end up dealing with a lot of issues that are between neighbors. And I know not all of that can be solved between the neighbors, and we play an important part in that. But sometimes I think it would be good if they just talk more and get to know one another a bit more and express their feelings between each other more, and maybe prevent some of the interactions that we have to have.
That's true. Just go out there and meet your neighbor, really.
That's right. That's right.
Tony Bales, City Manager of the City of Brunswick, thank you for coming down to the
Mayor,
studios today.
thank you very much.
My name is Ron Falconi, and I'm the host of Meet Your Neighbor. I wanted to thank our City Manager, Tony Bales, for coming down to the studio and chatting with us. I doubt there's anything more profound to be said, so I'm signing off. My name is Ron Falconi, and just wanted all of you to go out there and meet your neighbor. Adios.